Greg Calnan here at the Motorama Custom Car and Motorsport Expo for Motorsport Alley. Sitting here with one of the most popular men right now, I would say, in Canadian motorsports, Alex Nagy of Jukasa Motor Speedway. And first off, a pretty exciting off-season and all the news surrounding what was Cayuga Speedway, now Jukasa Motor Speedway.
Yeah, it's exciting for not only for our fans, but for me as well, and for motorsports in general. I know it's been a long time coming. I think there was a time when people didn't think it was ever going to happen, and really, sure, I'm getting a lot of the credit, but really the credit should go to our owners, Ken Hill and Jerry Montour. They've given me the equipment and the tools to do what we need to do to make it the best speedway in Canada, and that's what we're trying to do.
Now, you're coming over from the NASCAR Pinty Series, but we talked on Friday on stage here at Motorama, and this is really something that goes a lot deeper for you, and to be able to come back and work at the track that you love so much is really special.
Yeah, listen, there's been all kinds of drivers with way more history and more success than I had at Cayuga Speedway when it was that, but I was fortunate to have a bunch of success and be involved with not only racing, but crewed for Earnhardt, crewed for Sterling Marlin. So there's a bunch of history with my family there as well. So, and then, with that, it was definitely 100% and still is my favorite racetrack I've ever been to anywhere. And so to have the opportunity to resurrect it or be part of the team to bring it back to life is really unbelievable.
How long ago did things start coming together for you when you thought, hey, this might be possible?
I had no intentions whatsoever. As you said, coming from NASCAR, incredible job, loved it. If I'd have ever been told I'd work for NASCAR, I would have thought you were crazy, but I had that opportunity, and I'm grateful for that, and I learned a ton. And meeting with the owners, just talking about potential of having a race down the road, next thing you know, it evolved into, do you want to work for us? And so really it started last April, and I was fortunate, I guess, because I've got a job. We're going racing here with the NASCAR Pinty Series, and I was proud to be part of that. And I have no interest at all at this point. But, maybe as things move along here, the end of the season possibly, kept the door open, but never really thought it would open right up. And, sure enough, it just started to become more and more of a fit.
Now, of course, a lot of fans will remember it always as Cayuga Motor Speedway. They will think of that just like we still call it the Rogers Center, but brand new name, Jocasta Motor Speedway. First touch on how that name came about, and it's a really nice story.
Yeah, so the name came about probably around 4 years ago when the owners opened a music studio and then a design business, and they used that name. And the name came from, it's made up of initials of three of their family members that were lost in a car accident. And they initially did it to pay tribute. And now, we're able to use it with their group of companies. We're part of that group now with Jukasa Speedway, so.
A new track surface, a new name, but again, you're still paying homage to Cayuga Motor Speedway, and we can see that behind us in some of the shots here at your Motorama booth, and I think that tie is going to help bring the old fans, but also bring some life and some new fans into the area.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and we'll never forget our history, that's for sure, and it won't happen for 17, but down the road, I've talked with some different people, like even Dave Franks, he's all for this, of course, to have some sort of a Hall of Fame or a Wall of Fame or something. And we will definitely never let our history be forgotten. We're excited about revisiting that as much as we can, having some of those drivers that are still fortunately with us at our first event. So we'll never forget that. But yeah, it's a new chapter. Really, Cayuga Speedway hasn't been what it was since Mr. Slack owned it. Ever since then, it was kind of hit and miss. Cayuga 2000, Cayuga Motor Speedway. So, it's a new page. It's a new chapter. You can call it whatever you want, but the main thing is it's going to be open in August, and it's going to be awesome.
Now, the track's sat dormant for a number of years, and obviously things had to be done to revamp the racing surface, the stands, and things of that nature. Give a little update on where things are at right now and what's still to come.
So where we're at, the first coat of asphalt's down, as most know. The group that's going to complete the infield work with pit road, it'll have 32 stalls, 27-foot long, 15-foot deep. Pit road itself, outside of the pit boxes, will be another 30 feet. That pit road will rival almost any cup track. So we want to make not only just our fans, we want I know as being a competitor in the past and working with teams in the NASCAR Penny Series, competitors need to be comfortable as well. So they're going to have a great spot to work. It's going to be comfortable for them to move around the infield, to inspect cars, get back out into pit road. We'll have the pond still in the middle. We'll have some grassy areas. After that's complete, we'll move back out and finish the final 2 thin coats of this racing surface. At this point, material's being dropped off for a new catch fence that will be attached to the wall, not away from it like in the past. So it's going to be, it's going to be something to see. The flag stand is being built right now. I was fortunate enough to get a plan from a racetrack in Quebec, Autodrome Chaudier. Danny was polite or kind enough to give me their plan because he had made it from a miniature Daytona flag stand. So we're going to have a similar unit to that. And so there's all kinds of things being constructed right now and a lot of infrastructure being done that we don't really see. But in the next coming month, there's going to be all kinds of things happening.
Now, you've already announced one race weekend coming up in 2017, and it's coming up in August simply because that's the soonest you're able to compete, and it's already a huge weekend that a lot of folks are talking about.
Yeah, and we've got the information out there with the Twin 75s, first time for APC to run twin races, double points. $5,000 to win each, $2,000 bonus if you're the overall winner, and an Outlaw Super Late Model show with interest from guys in the U.S., which is incredible, and it's $5,000 to win right now. And all this stuff has potential to go up too, because if we get some other involvement from different partners, we don't mind sharing that with the competitors. So, and that's the racing part, but there's going to be all kinds of different things going on. There's going to be things for kids. There's going to be some pre-race stuff that's going to be a lot of fun. We have camping in the back, of course, and the pavilion's going to be, it's still there. It's in good shape. We'll use that stage again and have some music on Saturday night. It's when you go home after Sunday night, you're going to be ready for a rest, and it's going to be a good time. But watch for, I don't want to put stuff out there right now, but watch as we move along here, and our website's up by the end of the month or early April. You'll see a bunch of stuff coming out.
And really, a lot of track owners are realizing they can't just have racing. Entertainment is really the key focus. Long term, is there a goal to have both racing and some entertainment events at the Speedway as well?
There is. When our owners purchased the property, there's 243 acres, 250 acres. We just finalized the deal 2 weeks ago and purchased another 100 towards the east of us. And so we've got 350 acres now. We've rough started. We've got plans for one portion of the property. We'll have a outdoor concert venue that will be up to 37,000 people be able to have just in that area to watch music. So there'll be a fixed festival type concert area. Look for a big show in 2018 of some sort. We started in the works with that as well. And like you said, Greg, it's going to be an entertainment complex. Anytime we'll have racing, we'll have something else. We can have, we could have tractor pulls, look for some sort of a big monster truck show. All these things have started, and nothing's concrete, of course, at this point, but you'll see all kinds of that stuff coming down through into 2018.
The biggest question I probably get asked is, will Jukasa Motor Speedway be a large event venue, or will there be weekly racing? Maybe you can't tell me that, but I'll ask the question and throw it out because I know people are asking, what's kind of the long-term racing goal for Jukasa?
We are going to be special event oriented. Is there ever an opportunity? Would we ever consider weekly? Sure. But we're fortunate in Ontario. We have a bunch of great weekly racetracks. We don't want to disturb that. We want to work with them, have big events, work around each other's stuff, try to get their competitors that don't have a chance to come to our track that all want to make it so they can come when we're not going to interfere with their weekly stuff. And I think if we do that, we'll have success, and the other tracks will benefit from it as well. And you look down the road too, not going to be 2018. You'll probably see some movement there, but we will have a road course as well. So we'll expand our racing from not just oval track racing, also to road course.
Really like the talk about working with other tracks, and on the panel Friday night here, we spoke to a lot of promoters up on stage, and you brought up the other question people are asking, well, what happens when Canadian Motor Speedway opens? But it's good for everybody, isn't it?
It is. I love it. And, I speak with those guys all the time, and Eric Thomas, of course, with Raceline Radio, I mean, he comes out and he's supporting what we're doing. Of course, he's working with them on the marketing side, the PR side. So, I think, you know, as you said on the panel, Greg, I think that you've probably recognized or witnessed the fact that uh, we all of us track promoters that are in place right now in this area know each other, like each other, and I think we all totally understand what's best for our business right now and our industry. It's not for one track, or it's not for dirt racing, it's not for asphalt racing, it's not for road course, it's not for oval. It's about our industry, and I think that's what's hurt our industry is we've really been really self-centered in that department in the past, and I think the appetite is there, and you're going to see all of us working together as best we can. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, but I think that everybody has the appetite for that, and what it's going to do is our fans, province-wide, are going to benefit, and our industry is going to flourish.
Yeah, I really get that feeling, especially after this weekend. There's a lot of positivity in the air. We saw some big name sponsors unveiled here at the show, and really, I think stock car racing in this area especially is really on an upswing right now.
I 100% believe that, and like I tell people, and we talked about it at the panel, it's not easy. But it's not easy to run a household anymore. It's not easy to raise your kid. You know, nothing's easy. So I think that the strong will survive, and whoever's left is going to do a hell of a job. And it's no different than store owners. You know, you got the big box guys coming in, and the smaller guys pick it up, or you don't survive. So it's just a sign of the times. And I think that we're all starting to realize that. And things change monthly anymore, and you better get on board and move with the times, you know, and go with the flow.
Well, we appreciate your time. I know you've been a busy man in the off season. We appreciate you sitting down and talking to us and answering some questions, getting those answers out to the folks.
I appreciate the time, and it's about our fans for sure. So if any time, that's been great this weekend to be able to kind of put some rumors to rest, and of course people touch and feel it and know it's really going to happen. So we're excited.
Thank you very much. That's Alex Nagy from Jukasa Motor Speedway. I'm Greg Calnan from MotorsportAlley.com.